You are officially in the loop. Welcome to In the Loop podcast. I am your host, Jordan Jo Hollabaugh, professional rodeo athlete, entrepreneur, and a full-time cowgirl. I'm married to my best friend, and we are blessed to get to do what we love every day, and that is travel around the world and rodeo. My goal on this podcast is to promote the Western industry and specifically the sport of breakaway roping. On In the Loop, we bring you behind-the-scenes stories of what real life looks like every day from cowgirls, cowboys, industry leaders, producers, trailblazers, and all of the like, sharing stories of the Western culture and the lifestyle that they live daily. You are now officially in the loop. Let's get to it. Hey guys, so today we're here at the Women's Rodeo World Championship Finals. We are last day AT&T Stadium. We have all three made it. I am here with Martha Angelone, Miss Amy Ohrt, and myself. We are the three breakaway roping contenders for the WRWC 2024 Breakaway Roping Championship. Payout today of $60,000 for first, $25,000 for second, $15,000 for third. Tell me what it's like. We just got done running the cabs through a little practice session. Amy, what were your first reactions when you walked into AT&T where the Cowboys play and know that, hey, I get to rope a breakaway calf here today?
Just wow. I mean, it's awesome to be able to have a setup like this and watch the Kid Rock and now be able to do it tonight.
What did you think about Kid Rock? Martha and I got to sit back there, and I almost got blown up by pyro.
That was bad.
Me and Danielle Loma were standing there. She said, "Are my lashes burnt? Are they still on?" So
yeah.
We survived the intro over there. But what do you think about Kid Rock? Man,
I thought
it was the coolest intro I think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I thought it was so cool, especially how he came out with the Dukes of Hazzard guy right there. And
Bo Duke.
Oh yeah, I thought it was so cool how they did all that. But I almost got taken out with the pyro too. Me and Cody Snow might have jumped just a little bit whenever that happened. Not gonna lie.
Well, I think Danielle thought she'd been shot by a bow and arrow or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it was. I mean, I think there's so many rodeos that are iconic that you and I've been to. Amy, you will in your career go to these. You're young right now, but one of the coolest intros I've ever seen. Raymond, my husband, was sitting back there and he said, I've never been so pumped up in my life. I even want to run one. And I said, yeah, exactly. That's why they don't have a barrier here.
Oh yeah,
we would all be breaking out.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I thought it was so cool how they had the setup and everything. It was just so different, and it's like a lot of the standouts. All of us were like so nervous last night. I feel like even the best guys in the world, they're like, man, this is so different. I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I thought it was awesome how they did it and gave us that chance and everything. Like, it was kind of cool being in the first one too, and I feel like it'll keep getting better from here and everything. Yeah. But it was definitely cool. It was confusing at first when we were practicing, but it was a lot better whenever we got to the live show because everybody knew exactly what we were doing then. So
yeah, it was a lot. I think it's so cool to see though, just the opportunities they're giving us. Like, never in a million years would I have dreamed that we'd be at AT&T with a team.
Yeah, with a red light, green light deal, like back at Joe Beaver's ropings in the day when they had match ropings.
Exactly. And I think too, it was fun to root for people on your team, but then it was also like the girls that, like, behind the scenes, I was like, okay, we're friends off right now. Like, I can't talk to you. You're on my team.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought it was cool, like whenever you and Joey went against each other and y'all are just waving back and forth, like, I think I got you. Oh, I think I got you. You know what I mean? I thought all that kind of stuff was cool and everything, and I even thought it was cool, like, how they put Danny versus Sarah together because they're, like, ultimate, like, teammates and / they had to be rivals right then. I thought that was cool. I was waiting to watch that match, too.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And I think, too, the more that they learn from this, like, the next one's going to be bigger and better and really exciting. But, yeah, the first one was awesome. Getting to listen to Kid Rock to the first 3 songs was way cool.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was so cool how they started it. And I feel like people this year in the practice pen are going to get himself a light just so they can work on it and practice
stereo with Kid Rock jamming out, and then the red light.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Amy, as you sit back and you watch and you hope one day you're going to be there, what's going through your head the opportunities as a breakaway roper and having a career in breakaway roping?
That's just exciting. I mean, be able to listen to Kid Rock and radio at the same time, that's an opportunity you don't ever get to have. I just can't wait, so hopefully I'll be there.
It'll be good. All right, so let's jump back in WRWC Women's Rodeo World Finals. We've been at Fort Worth all week long. literally it is like a journey. Like we are pioneers. I feel like we start out Monday. Everybody gets 2 head of calves. Martha, you were seeded into Thursday night to the semifinal, or
I was seated all the way to the showdown round, but I was in the semifinals.
Yeah,
too.
you roped in every round. You were there. You qualified even to the semis, even though you were seated in the showdown. So you were guaranteed to rope Thursday, but you still put some money together, had some good times all week long. Yep. Amy, you came in 6th in the world, so to speak, and you worked your way up, got yourself a spot in, came in the showdown round, was a 2 flat, kicked everybody's butt. Walk me through the process this week. What expectations did you have at the Women's Rodeo World Finals this year, and how did you think you were going to make it to AT&T?
Well, my expectation wasn't to win yesterday. I just wanted to get the top 3, but last year I didn't do very good, didn't make it to the semis, so I just wanted to get to the semis, and that was my goal, and then expectations got higher. So
let's talk about last year. What happened last year, and walk me through that.
The first round, I was supposed to be a 2 flat, and I caught a front leg, and then second round I was a 2-2. Came back so I won the second round, so I came back, and in the semis I came back and I got second. I got bumped. So I didn't advance on. So did that start a fire in you when you left here? You were a little pissed and wanted to come back and have redemption for next year? Yes, I was wanting to come back and make the showdown round. Yeah. So what's your strategy as you nominate? I know everybody has a different strategy. How do you guys go about it and look at it do you do all the WCRAs? Do you just do the women's? What's your strategy? I do the big opens and some of the bigger rodeos and stuff just to get bigger points, and because some of the amateur rodeos don't get that many points. So I just try to nominate the bigger stuff. Yeah.
I feel like she wins every DY youth deal there is too.
Seriously.
Too.
That is the coolest thing about this is, you have a DY youth champion backing in the box roping against the rest of us at the end of the day. And that's what it's set up for. It's set up for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, or where you're at. You can qualify and get to the end. So as far as you've gotten to rope, Amy, all of these youth events and things like that, you've got to all the DY events. Do you think that prepares you to rope one at AT&T today?
Yes. Corpus was loud, and it got me prepared for – I wasn't prepared to come AT&T, but at least get prepared for the loud noise and stuff.
Yeah. Martha, so walk us through your strategy. You've been doing the WCRA. You're a world champion many times in this, all-around world champion. All the champions are Angelone. Tell me what your strategy is. I know that you came from a place where you didn't always have the opportunity to nominate and do all these things, and now you've worked your way up. So talk me through that.
2 years ago, this event actually changed my life and my outlooking at a lot of even the WCRA stuff. I never had a horse till 2 years ago, and I didn't borrow, but Tanner sent me a horse to sell. And it's actually the horse I ride everywhere now, Jesse James, and I won the event on him. And I ended up buying him. Tanner might have cussed me because he told me I wanted you to sell him so I didn't have to deal with him anymore. And now he's stuck with him still. But I go about it. I try to have so many points coming in now, especially to the women's finals because of the all-around bonus, because they give so many points away at the finals. I try to be so far ahead in the breakaway because I go to the breakaway more than I do the team ropings. Team ropings I have a chance to team rope today. I get to go. But
that's my rope off.
Oh, yeah. But I try to, most of the times when I nominate, I either nominate the backyard jackpots that cost you $50 to nominate, or I nominate our bracket rodeos at the pro rodeos and stuff like San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth. I mean, even in the amateur rodeos, I do UPRA finals. If I made CPRA finals, I would do that just because they're the D1s and you get the most points from them, and you're competing against 12 girls and putting 200 up instead of just going to an amateur rodeo where you're going to have to be 2 flat and maybe place last, you know what I mean? And put $100 up for that. So that's always been my strategy, is more of the D1 deals that you don't have to rope against as many girls, or even rodeos, which Cheyenne always has 200 girls entered, but how that system's set up, once you get back into the purse, if you get into the purse, a lot of times I'll nominate that because you're roping against 12 girls each time, and they take 4 or 5 out of each perf, and you keep advancing, and they give away a ton of points at that. And I always try to nominate, Corpus, I nominated for women's finals next year in North Carolina and all that kind of stuff, because they give away so many points at these too for us.
Right. Well, and I think too, as we're talking through this, it's we have so many opportunities to get points. all year long. Not only that, is at these bigger events, the Corpus Christi's, the women's event, we've won money all week long, and the rounds and the average, there's a lot of different chances at different ways to get your money back, to get some average money, to get some round money. And I like the way that they don't just base it all on round average. Like, there's several different ways to get in, just like this year, you were seated to Thursday, but you still got into Wednesday because you won the round on Tuesday. You go on the average, but you still won the round. So then on Wednesday, you came back, you won the round. They moved down, and they took Larry D. Guy because you were already seated. So it's a overwhelming process, I would say. Like, I have a lot of highlighters, and I go through the rules and stuff like that. But it's really cool how you have a lot of different opportunities. And that's one thing that I think that is cool to see. The last 4 years they've been doing this event, I think that Lindsay said the other day, the commissioner, they had paid out over $4 million and some dollars in the last 4 or 5 years. And that's amazing for women in rodeo. And, we started this week off. We got to see the girls walk across the stage and get their back numbers at a gala, and they're all dressed up. Were you there for that, Amy?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. What'd you wear?
Denim romper.
Oh, fashionista. Yeah. Martha was busy. I was there. It was cool. But just to see all the women supporting each other, women empowering women, cowgirls empowering cowgirls. And then we start the week off. We're literally at Fort Worth all week long. And so I just think it's cool to see the sport growing, not just in one area, not just pro rodeos, not just everywhere it's growing. We're having all these opportunities. So Martha, you said it changed your life. In what way? Yeah, financially, but how did it give you confidence winning this and competing and making it through all these stages to be the end? And talk me through your confidence.
And honestly, like last year in the breakaway, I didn't do any good, but the year before when I won it, it gave me the confidence even in the team roping last year, because I feel like whenever you get to the round we're at today, the electricity we're about to feel, like that stuff pumps me up. Like, I love those moments in life. A lot of times that's when people get nervous and they don't know what to do with their hands. But like for me, it's go time. Like, that's the adrenaline rush I always thrive to have and everything. And I mean, it did set me up financially, but what the women's finals did for me 2 years ago was get me mounted, because I never had a horse before that. I couldn't afford a horse, and I got to buy Jesse. And then 2 months later, I got to start paying off Legend. It might have taken me a little bit, but I finally got it done. But I feel like the more you get and even go to the women's finals, WCRA, even for her, like the youth events, like when you get into those short rounds, if it's for $2,500 for the youth deal or $60,000 a day, I feel like the more you get into those and expose yourself, when it comes to these moments, you're like, heck yeah, let's do this thing tonight.
Yeah. So Amy, have you ever been in a stadium where there was 30,000 people?
Never.
Do you think that it's going to phase you?
Not really.
I don't either. You got ice running through your veins. And I think that's like, I just want to kick you in the shins. I mean, I wish it would phase you. But you guys, the one thing I love about what everybody's doing too is they've set these kids up to be able to rope in these situations. So you're used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You're used to roping. Like how old are you?
18.
Oh, yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, she's about to, be at the pro rodeo.
Yeah, she's about to be pro rodeo.
Unfortunately.
When I was 18, if you would have taken me and stuck me in AT&T Stadium, I might have peed myself.
Oh my God, what are we going to do right now?
Yeah, because we didn't have that. The biggest thing I think we went to was Oklahoma City or UPRA Finals. And it was like maybe 2,000 people in there.
Yeah.
And, last night at Kid Rock, I looked up and I was just like, thank you, God, for this opportunity. But you're looking up and you're looking at 30,000 people that are there to watch you compete and that probably don't know much about rodeo, but maybe are going to get into it. I don't know. It's just so surreal. Like, this is what we get to do every day.
Yeah.
So tell me, what does life look like in a day of Amy behind the scenes? No flashing lights, no nothing like that. Like, what does Amy do every day that gets you prepared to back in the box and rope?
Just practice. I have a bunch of practice horses and we train our own, and my dad owns a stud, and so we breed our own mares, and we have a bunch of horses coming up. So I have about 5 practice horses, and that's all we do is rope, and my brother ropes, and so that's all we do.
Yeah. Are you thinking about college? What's your next steps? Are you gonna go?
I've actually just finished my freshman year in college, and so a college rodeo, that went horrible. That was bad, but hopefully come back next year and do better. And so that's pretty much it.
I've gotten to where I love horrible.
I love it in the team rope, and usually if I can't catch a steer in the practice pen heeling, it's gonna go great.
It's gonna go
jackpot. I'm just saying.
It's gonna go fabulous. But here's the deal. I heard this quote the other day that said, "Get intimate with your fears."
Yeah.
And so like I really look back and I'm like, every time I've won, it really hasn't helped me any. Every time I've stunk like horrendously, that's when it's been like pick my butt up and get back into gear. So talk about horrible. What went so wrong about college rodeos? What are you going to do different this next year?
I think it was just the draw. I got drew horrible calves that you roped and they stopped, and so it just made me mad. I'd be fast, and all the girls who had good calves that were fast, it just made me mad because I was right there with them, and my calves stopped. But just that, and against 80 girls into one header. I mean, it's like UPRAs, but you have about 5 calves that are good out of 100 girls. So it was just a drawing contest, and I team rope, and so partner issues, but that was it. And even the goat time, it didn't go very well.
That's all right. Well, it pissed you off enough you showed up and kick butt here, so that's great.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're here at AT&T. We're gonna get ready. We've got all sorts of things going on. What is one takeaway, Martha, from AT&T being here 2024 Women's Finals Showdown round, PBR Finals? What are your thoughts? What are your expectations here?
I'm ready to run mine tonight. I'm just gonna try to make the best run I can and see where the chips fall.
Yep.
Do you want us to interview you too?
No.
You don't want me to?
Yeah. What about you, Amy?
Same thing. Just see my stunt rope to calf and see where it falls.
Yep. You can interview me too if you want.
Okay.
Oh, she's sitting up top.
Okay. Jordan. What were your thoughts about the women's finals this year, and take us through your runs?
So I basically called you every day because I'm like, what are we doing?
Yes.
What's our cab? Where are we at? Like you and me make a game plan. I love Northside. We're over there all the time. And now that we're down here in Springtown, I'm a lot like you where I'm like, if there's a jackpot, I'm going. And if I'm not there on Wednesday night, I feel like, I should be ashamed.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But just being in front of those jackpots, going to Northside, like I feel like I'm at home. I love roping there. Drew some good calves. We both got by
a couple
some tricky
of them.
ones.
Oh yeah.
But just roping them day to day, it was tricky. I thought you couldn't really make a game plan. You just had to rope your calves and, get by. My last calf made a good run on, but the one before that, I thought I was too long and wanted to have a fit, except for the camera guy was chasing me. And I'm like, my grandma's watching this. I can't be having a fit, but it all worked out. I think you just got to run them one at a time. When we roped at Kid Rock last night here, excuse me, I'm tongue tied. I love these moments too. It's like I don't ever want to look back and think I didn't live in the present moment and I didn't get to enjoy what we're getting to do. Like we get to rope here today at AT&T Stadium, gives me goosebumps. Like walking down the tunnel and walking in this building, it's just like the air hits you. It's electric. And that's just like you. I love it. It's like, let's go back them in the corner and run them. We got to practice today. It was fun, and I think it's just the lifestyle we get to live. I really love it.
Okay. What was your feeling on Thursday when you knew you made it in?
I was
your
about
first
to
emotion
cry when I looked at you because we both had talked, we're like, hey, we want to go here together. And, I think that for me, behind the scenes there, it's so hard to do this, right?
Yes,
there's so many emotions. There's so many ups and downs, who's in your corner, who's not. And so like when I'll laugh because Kate Moat was like, well, you're in. And she's like, you can go tie your horse up. And I'm like, no, I'm watching Martha.
Yeah,
like,
no joke.
Like, come on, let's go. And so I just wanted to cry because it was just like a surreal feeling like you finally made it through because it's such a long process. And it's like, okay, I'm thankful. And now it's like, all right, get your game face on, do your deal.
Okay, here's my last and final question. What is Raymond going to buy if you win the $60,000 tonight?
Well, I've frozen all my credit cards.
Because I know during the American, if you won the $1 million, he said he was going to buy that boat,
Oh, yeah. To rope for the American, and I didn't. Sarah beat me. Thank you, Sarah. But Raymond had already found a yacht.
Yep.
But he's scared of water, so he was gonna, with the $1 million that we were gonna win, he was gonna buy the yacht, park it in the lawn, and sit in it in my house. I'm like, oh my god. I think he wants a skid steer, honestly.
A skid steer.
That's what he told me.
Man's gonna work around the
I
house
mean-
and build a bunch of stuff.
Or I might be driving the skid steer.
That
No.
just don't
you
let him.
understand this
Yes.
with Tanner. You buy things for them
Oh yeah.
with you in mind.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Like, oh, we got a new tractor, or we got this. Oh yeah, babe, we
Yeah.
got this. I don't know how to drive it. That's what he tells me at least. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You do it.
He's had his eye on some John Deere equipment and things like that. So I think he wants a skid steer of some sort to do. I mean, probably tear some things up. I don't know.
Just don't let him run into the side of the barn like
yeah.
Tanner did at our last house. Yeah. Let's not do that.
I try to keep him steered clear.
Yeah.
You know? But you never know what's going to happen. Like, you can't leave him unattended. So, yeah, probably a skid steer. But Raymond, he's hilarious. He keeps it fun back there. And I think even this morning, he was giving you a hard time. So, yeah, there's no telling what he's going to buy.
Well, okay, I lied. One more question, because you haven't got to talk about it yet. What horse are you riding, and how much does that horse mean to you?
So I'm riding Cookie tonight. She means a lot. She's so hard to ride, and I really hated her for a long time because she was better than me. But then I've just had to figure out how to ride her, and it's been something I've really worked on. And so I just feel a lot of confidence in her now, and this is her setup, and she's really good at it. And so same thing. I think they rise to the occasion, just like we've seen you and Jesse do over and over again, and you and legend. Almost forgot his name.
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
tell him.
I won't tell him. I won't tell him.
He'll be so mad. I'll have to give him a cookie later. But yeah, so I'm just excited that Mare, she's my bud. She's my pal. And when I walk over every day to feed her, she nickers at me. I think she likes me. She tries to buck Raymond off, so that's great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I just feel like she's been your partner for a long time, and
Yeah.
y'all have a special bond and everything. And
we have.
I feel like you
we've
never
been through
get
a
to
lot.
talk about that because you're
Thanks.
always interviewing everybody else. So.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. One of my favorite moments of all that first NFR we made, my goal was to catch 12 out of 12, and I did. And
That was a lot.
it was a lot of calves, but I broke out one time, was the only mistake that we made. And so she means a lot to me. So she's pretty special. Thank you.
I don't blame you at all. She would be pretty special to me too if I had her.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Amy? What's your horse's name, and how old is he? How long you been riding him?
His name's Roth. He's 11 years old, and we've had him since he was a yearling. And we trained him, and he was supposed to be a barrel horse first, and he still was. But then he arrived to the occasion to be a breakaway horse, and now he's my top horse, and he means the world to me.
I'm excited for you too. Like, you've got all these horses coming up. You guys do your own program. Stingy? I mean, are you gonna share the love?
I don't know.
she might sell you one.
Yeah, for sale, but not on sale.
Yep.
All right, girls. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. Best of luck to everybody tonight, and I'm excited to rope with y'all.
I know. Let's go fast.
Yeah.